Static electricity, or electric charges like we just saw, are present everywhere. Most of the time these charges pass undetected. However, when a lot of charge is present, then we notice it. Static electricity is generated by touching two different materials together and then separating them. Rubbing the materials can increase this effect. Electrostatic discharge, or ESD, is simply the sudden transfer of stored-up static electricity from one surface or body to another. The threat of damage caused by ESD is great because of the number of hands a part passes through during production. If damage does occur, the results can be costly. One of the critical periods for a part is generally during manufacturing. More people handle a part during manufacturing than any other stage in the production process. That is why ESD protection must be built in. Let's look at a workstation with no ESD controls. Using an electrometer, we can measure the voltages generated by an operator's movements. Now, let's compare it to a workstation which has ESD controls. On the surface, they look very similar. Still using the electrometer and grounding myself to the workstation, we see there are no voltages measured from the operator's movements. In most cases, the operator is not aware of static electricity. The operator is also not aware of the damage it causes. Later in the product's life, the results of ESD damage can become very obvious. It's important that everyone who works in a static-controlled area or comes in contact with ESD-sensitive hardware, from suppliers and subcontractors through manufacturing, test, and inspection to the customer, follow specific procedures to control ESD to eliminate damage. The purpose of this program is to show you how to prevent ESD damage. During the next few minutes, we'll see the type of damage caused by ESD, identify proper protective packaging and labeling, and outline steps to create a static-free workstation. The most common way that ESD is delivered to a sensitive component is by the human body. Earlier in the workstation example, we saw how the human body can generate voltage. When this voltage is discharged through an electronic component, it can damage or even destroy the component. The fact is that every type of component has a different sensitivity. Each one goes through many hands until its final use, so treat all sensitive components with the proper ESD control procedures. It's easy to see how critical ESD control is in preventing damage to sensitive devices. To control ESD, you've got to have a static-controlled work area. All ESD work areas should be equipped with special work surfaces, wrist straps, and an identified wrist strap ground point. These areas are certified as ESD safe to help the operator maintain an ESD controlled area. ESD control workstation monitors are another aid for operators to verify that they are following correct procedures. Along with your workstation, floors, ovens, and other equipment are checked to provide ESD control. The controls I just described should already be built into your work areas. Process control engineering verifies that the equipment and workstations are ESD safe, but the area won't remain that way without your help. ESD controls are built into each step in the process to protect sensitive hardware. Unprotected items can become damaged or even destroyed. A common type of damage is a slight degradation which may not even be detected in test. This type of damage is a latent or hidden defect and may result in a failure. These defects are very serious because they can shorten the life of the part. An important rule to remember when working with ESD-sensitive components is always let your leader supervisor know if any ESD-sensitive device has been mishandled or unprotected. Allowing a part to be shipped without being retested will cost more in the long run. A single damaged component can cause serious system failures and in some instances may take a life if it fails at the wrong moment. ESD can be controlled, but everyone must share the responsibility. The cost of damage resulting from ESD over a period of time can't be determined, but the rework and retest on a missile electronic package would cost a minimum of $15,000. ESD damage can be compared to destroying an engine because you neglected to put oil in it. It's something that can be avoided. Lockheed wins new contracts based on the success of products which are very often due to effective ESD controls. ESD precautions protect more than sensitive parts. They protect our image as a supplier of systems that perform flawlessly. Because of the direct impact of the finished product on the company and the customer, our customers impose specific contractual requirements regarding ESD controls. They require that ESD-sensitive parts are easily identified and protected from electrostatic discharge. All ESD-sensitive devices must be stored and transported in approved ESD packages. All piece parts, packages, and boards must be marked with an ESD caution label. When you pick up your parts kit or receive an electronics package, look for ESD-sensitive hardware by looking for the ESD label. At your workstation, you have the ultimate responsibility. Make sure your workstation is free from all unnecessary materials. Many personal items carry static charge and can cause damage to electronic components. If special clothing is required, check the MPS or with your supervisor for the proper protective garment. Before beginning any job, check your workstation to make sure it has been certified. You should see a valid certification label on all equipment, including the wrist strap and any special equipment used for processing work. But the most important step before beginning work at your station is to attach your wrist strap. The wrist strap prevents static buildup and allows you to handle ESD-sensitive hardware safely. The leg strap also prevents static buildup when used on an ESD floor. But unlike the wrist strap, it allows you to carry unprotected ESD-sensitive hardware away from your workstation without damage. At first, the wrist strap can be kind of awkward and you may feel clumsy, but once you've gotten used to it, it will become routine to have it around your wrist. Wrist strap system testers are available for periodic certification to verify the wrist strap is working properly to prevent ESD damage. Special jobs require additional attention. For instance, if you are moving a piece of unprotected hardware, you must use specially certified carts. And of course, you must wear a leg strap. If hardware is protected with approved ESD packaging, it may be handled without ESD controls. Be sure the cart is certified by Process Control Engineering before you use it. Look for a valid certification label. If you are transporting unprotected ESD-sensitive hardware on a cart, the floor must also be certified as an ESD floor. If the floor is not ESD safe, the part would require protective packaging. ESD awareness is critical to everyone who handles ESD-sensitive hardware. ESD control exists in all areas: receiving, stockrooms, kitting, assembly, inspection, test, and shipping. Each of these areas are subject to customer audit. You are the key to eliminating ESD damage. Your shoes, hands, or other body surfaces can generate and store charges. The best way to control ESD is to make sure you always wear the wrist strap and leg strap when you are handling ESD-sensitive hardware. Pay attention to ESD certification labels to be sure they are valid. Look for the ESD caution label on all hardware and handle these items with care. Be aware of what you are doing to ensure that the end product will be free from defects. Without ESD controls, we all lose. ESD prevention pays off in higher quality products and in satisfied customers. Your help is critical. If we all work together, we can eliminate ESD damage and improve the quality of LMSC products.